Morning. You're already running late. You take a deep breath, turn to your toddler and say, "Sweetie, shoes on, please." And without even looking up, the kid goes, "No." Not a dramatic, "No!" Not emotional, just a calm, confident, professionally delivered "no," like they've been practicing it in the mirror. Here's the thing. If your toddler's favorite hobby is saying no to literally everything, congratulations. Nothing's wrong. Their brain is not rebelling. It's just, under construction. And today, we're going to walk through what's really happening inside that tiny brain, and more importantly, how you can handle all this defiance without losing your mind or your morning. So before we label this tiny human as defiant, let's zoom out for a second. Because what looks like rebellion is usually just development. See, toddlers have one big mission in life. I do it myself. That's the job description. It comes with the age. The problem, their brain isn't fully staffed yet. The thinking brain, the part that handles patience, logic, self-control, is still on probation. Meanwhile, the emotional brain, fully employed, full benefits, working overtime. So when your toddler says no, it's not a power struggle. It's not disrespect. It's the early sparks of autonomy. To them, no doesn't mean I refuse. It means I'm trying to be a person, but my software is still updating. And that's why the next part of our morning story is about to get interesting. Now back to our morning. You've heard the first no. You stay calm, you try again. Sweetie, shoes. And this time you get a different style of no. Because toddlers don't just say no, they have variations. Variation 1, the instant no. You open your mouth, they interrupt with no, as if they knew exactly where this was going and decided to reject the idea pre-launch. Variation 2, the silent protester. They don't speak, they don't move. They freeze like a Greek statue whose only purpose is to make you question your parenting skills. Variation 3, the reverse engineer. You say, "Don't touch that." They touch that twice, just to confirm the results. Variation 4, the negotiator. 1 more minute. Actually, 2 more minutes. Actually, I don't think leaving is a good idea for me today. And here's the twist. All these versions are not different problems. They're different ways the same developing brain is trying to feel a tiny bit in control. And this is the part where most parents get pulled into the battle right before the science could have saved them. So here's where the morning usually goes downhill. Not because of the toddler, but because of the very normal, very human things we do next. For example, you try logic. "Sweetie, we're late, we have to go. If we leave now, we'll make it in time." But remember, your toddler's thinking brain is basically on airplane mode. No signal, no service, no logic. Then you try the classic raised voice. Not yelling, but that sharp parent tone we all swear we don't use. The problem, when your voice gets tighter, your toddler's nervous system hears danger, and their brain doubles down on no. Next, you attempt a mini lecture. Why are you behaving like this? A question that absolutely no toddler in the history of humanity has ever been able to answer. And finally, the power move. Put your shoes on right now. Which ironically almost guarantees that the shoes will never touch the child's body today. Because here's the truth. When you push harder, their emotional brain pushes back harder. Not out of disrespect, out of instinct. And this is the exact moment where the right strategies can change everything, if we know what to do next. All right, we're still in the hallway, shoes are still off. Your patience is also off. But this is the moment where the morning can shift, not by overpowering your toddler, but by outsmarting their brain. Solution 1. Structured choices. Instead of put on your shoes, you say red shoes or blue shoes. Suddenly, it's not a battle anymore. It's a menu. And toddlers love menus. Solution 2. Get low, get calm. You bend down to their eye level, slow breath, soft voice. Because your toddler's nervous system reads yours like a Wi-Fi signal. If you broadcast calm, their emotional brain starts reconnecting to itself. Solution 3. State the boundary, not the drama. Shoes need to go on before we leave. I can help you. Short, steady, predictable. Think of yourself as the human version of a GPS. Clear directions, zero emotions. Solution 4. The when-then rule. When your shoes are on, then we can go to the park. Not a threat, not a bribe, just the natural order of the universe.
Solution 5. Catch the micro yes. They wiggle a toe, that helps. They nudge the shoe 1 inch closer, nice move. Small progress lights up their brain like a tiny motivational fireworks show. And slowly, almost magically, you'll see the shift. The shoulders soften, the resistance drops, the shoes finally start heading toward the feet. Because what we call handling defiance is really just understanding the brain and speaking its language. So why did all of that suddenly work? Why did a child who was ready to defend their bare feet with the passion of a medieval knight now calmly slide into their shoes? Because every one of those strategies was speaking directly to the toddler brain in its native language. First, choices. Choices give toddlers a tiny dose of control. Not full control, just enough so their brain thinks, oh yes, I am powerful, I choose the blue shoes. And once they feel that power, they don't need to fight you for it. Second, your calm voice and slow movements. Your toddler's nervous system syncs with yours like Bluetooth. When you calm down, their emotional brain stops sounding the alarm and the thinking brain starts creeping back online like a laptop with low battery finally finding a charger. Third, steady boundaries. Consistent limits tell the brain you're safe, someone steering the ship. And when kids feel safe, their behavior settles. Not instantly, but reliably. Fourth, the when-then rule. When-then works because it shows cause and effect without shame or pressure. It moves the child forward instead of locking them into a power struggle. And finally, the micro-yes. When you notice even tiny progress, their brain releases a little hit of dopamine, the motivation chemical. This is basically the toddler version of, nice, keep going. And they do. So no, you didn't win the battle, because this was never a battle. You simply created the conditions for their brain to come back to center. And that's where cooperation lives. Now, let's be honest. Not every morning ends with calm breathing, perfect choices, and shoes sliding on like a peaceful parenting commercial. Some mornings, you snap. You raise your voice. You say something you wish you hadn't, because you're human, and humans don't run on 100% patience before 9 a.m. But here's the part most parents don't realize. Repair is more powerful than perfection. So after things cool down, you crouch beside your toddler and say, "Hey buddy, I got frustrated earlier. I'm sorry I raised my voice. Let's try again." No big speech, no guilt trip, just honesty and connection.
And in that moment, you show your child something far more important than good behavior. You show them how humans make mistakes, take responsibility, and come back to each other. That tiny repair does more for their emotional development than any perfectly calm morning could ever. Because the goal isn't to be a flawless parent. The goal is to be a returning one. So as you finally walk out the door, shoes on, coffee half drunk, sanity only slightly damaged, here's the thing to remember. Your toddler isn't trying to make life harder. They're trying to grow a brain. And every no, every power struggle, every slow motion battle over shoes is part of that process. But when you understand what's happening underneath, you stop fighting the behavior and start supporting the development. If you want more brain-based, guilt-free parenting tools that actually make your days easier, and sometimes even funnier, hit subscribe to Simply Raised. Because parenting gets lighter when you stop doing it alone and start doing it with science.
Thank you so much for visiting.
We had a wonderful time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.